Medicaid expansion. Now, the politics of this. I was thinking today, folks, as right before the show began, how many days have there been my 23-year career like this? And, of course, the first big one was Clinton winning in 1992, the day after that election. I remember how depressed everybody who did not want Clinton to be elected was. I remember how depressed the audience was. And I remember my task that day and how I chose to go about it, which was to be as honest as I could and as positive as I could without abandoning reality, and to keep people engaged and in the game. And there have been, I forgot how many, I couldn't think of them all, but there have been many days like this throughout the course of this program where a decision or an election has had a devastating impact on the attitudes of people. Now, you keep people engaged. And, of course, there are obvious ways to do it from my standpoint in this circumstance. We can talk about the campaign, for example. And I touched on it briefly mere moments ago. We know that had this decision gone the other way, as it should have, that Obama was salivating to run against the court, a court that was arrogant and out of touch and disrespectful and had no concern for the plight of the average downtrodden America. 4 white guys and an Uncle Tom, 4 rich Republican white guys and an Uncle Tom just took your health care away from you, but they kept theirs. Well, that's gone now. Obama doesn't have, he can't run against the court. As a side note on this, how many embarrassed journalists are there? All these stories this week and last, which trashed the court as being out of touch, arrogant. I mean, guy Roger Simon at Politico wrote a piece as though the court had already decided and against Obama, and many others had written pieces about how worthless and out of touch and damaging the court was. And there were people that we need 10 more justices. This court's been overtaken by a bunch of rabid right-wingers. Now they've got to do their retractions. They don't have the court to run against. They don't have this as an issue to run against. We have a great issue thrown right in the middle of our laps, and that is fraud, deceit. What do you mean a tax makes it okay? Is there anything the government can't tax? Is there no universe alive that the government can't get itself involved in? So we've got a rotten economy Obama can't defend. We have a Supreme Court he cannot attack. So from the standpoint of the campaign going into the summer, the fall, and so forth, you could look at it as a positive. You could say accurately, too, that the anti-Obama vote will be loaded for bear. It will be large, and it will be animated, and it will be energetic. And what's Obama got to run on? He can't run on his record. It's a disaster. He can't promise to do 4 more years of what he's going to do unless he wants to run on the great things represented by Obamacare, and it's just a touch of what's happened, just a little sample of what more we can do working together and so forth. This will all work itself out, shake itself out as the months and days unfold before our very eyes and ears. But I have to tell you something. Yeah, I'm going to look at this, and I have, and I can find plenty of positives in it in terms of a campaign and the advantages it gives us and the ways in which to attack the incumbents that we have. But I wish it weren't the case. I wish we didn't have to do that. This is very, very troubling what happened today. The way in which this disaster of a law was determined to be constitutional indicates the country is in a place, you all know it together, the country is in a very dangerous and precarious place. And it really is hanging by a thread, and that thread is either going to unravel in November or it's going to get stronger. We start sewing things back together. But it really does boil down to November. I think it's just unfortunate that we've gotten here. We've gotten to this point where the Constitution, I said it yesterday and the day before, we wouldn't even be here if everybody involved simply had respect for and understanding of the Constitution. We wouldn't even be here. And that's what really is frightening about this. It's the Constitution that's hanging by a thread, and all the rest of us with it. But what's abundantly clear is we can't count on anyone except ourselves. We the people. It's up to us. We can't count on anyone. I tried to share with you the disquietedness I felt this week, the anticipation built with the health care ruling come Monday. No, it's going to be Thursday. And all the citizens and all the media gathered outside the court, tongues hanging, heavy breathing, waiting for the decision of what it turns out to be 5 people in a country of over 300 million. Now, I understand that it's a great opportunity we had to go to the court because the Congress, the shenanigans, did pass this thing in a totally convoluted way. But just the idea here that, like in the old Roman days, in the gladiator, the emperor's up there, thumbs up or thumbs down. It's where we are. November really does matter, and we can't count on anyone except us. So now we have to sit here and hope that all of us are up to the challenge, because it's a big one.